Greetings, fiends. Welcome to DonnaJean's Coffee House of Horror, brought to you by Women in Horror. And please check out our new YouTube website. I had been intending on doing an interview with Lou Avilleira in March at Monster Mania. And as you well know, that was canceled due to the COVID-19, the real evil that's going on in the world. I am wearing my Monster Mania shirt in honor of that event, which didn't happen. But even more than that, I am very happy to be here with Lou, who you would know as Father Evil. So even though you haven't been able to run into him at the cons that you've been wanting to interview, to run into him at, he is here. How are you doing, Lou?
Very good, thank you.
I'm glad. How are you and your guys holding up with the quarantine?
It's actually normal for me. At this time of year, we're light on work. I'm in the union, so quarantine for everybody else is a Wednesday for me.
Okay.
I'm not really. I don't really go outside. It's just me at home, and then I do the conventions. This is just normal. The quarantine is just my day-to-day life. I'm always home. If I'm not working or if I'm not at a con doing anything, we do the family thing, going out, to the shore or to a park or whatever. But since they have been closed, we just been home. Actually, to be quite honest, this quarantine has brought me closer to my family than it ever has before, because the time that would be taken away with the family via work or whatever is now at home. I literally wrestle and play hide and seek with my son and dog every day. Beautiful. And my son is loving this. So, I mean, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, to be quite honest.
When I ran into you at the New Jersey Con event, you had your son with you and your wife. So he's following in his father's footsteps.
Yeah, well, it's a family business. I don't have any outsider, non-family involved in the business, because if I can't trust my wife, who can I trust,
Amen.
So my wife is my manager, and she handles everything as far as the business side. She's the brains, and I'm the face of the business. And Xavier comes along, and he's learning the tricks of the trade, and he's starting to realize who Daddy is in the world. So he's kind of liking it more and more.
Very cool. Speaking of which, a lot of what I was excited to talk to you about, for you to share, is, you are so unique. Father Evil's such a unique character, because so many people, you see people doing cosplay, and they are dressing up like a character. And do you want to give us a little bit of insight into how Father Evil came to be? Because he wasn't a cosplay. Now other people are like mimicking him.
Yeah, Father Evil came to be, actually I did a drawing. I used to draw for many, many, many years. I drew something in the 90s when I was going through my artsy-fartsy phase in the college town of New Brunswick. It was a very trendy town. And I did a picture of a kind of like a demonic priest, but not with the horns. He was more human looking, but a picture like the Joker mixed in with Reverend Henry Kane from Poltergeist 2. Came up with this guy, and he had the prayer hands like this, and he had the rosaries wrapped around his hands, and in the background I had, like, going like this: De nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti, the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And I had that at a gallery in New Brunswick. It was a coffee shop / art gallery, and my work was up there. It never sold, so no big deal. But I gave it away to some kid, and fast forward 25 years later, I'm married. No kid yet, but I'm married, and my wife has a girlfriend of hers that said they wanted to go to a horror con. She's like, "Oh, Lou likes horror cons. Let's go." So we went. It was Chiller Theater, I believe, in 2006. We went to a horror con, and I fell in love with it. It was my people,
Mm.
you know. I absolutely fell in love. And so a couple of years passed, and I kept on telling myself, I got to go dressed up. I got to go dressed up. Why not? This is like one big party of guys like me, my age, getting dressed up, and no one thinks they're freaks or losers or anything like that. So one year, I decided I was going to do it. And at that time, and I was doing Halloween contests. I was using my artistic skill to like win contests at dive bars. So I would win contests left and right. I would do like these really rudimentary, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, it was like these foam latex pieces, these masks, and I'd apply the spirit gum and all that stuff and the liquid latex, and it was really primitive looking, but to the average bar guy, hangs out at a bar, it was a work of art. I might have well as been a master special effects artist in comparison, but my wife said, don't bother doing that. Just do something simple. So I figured the less is more route. At that time, I was working at Best Buy, and they used to call me Evil Lou.
Ah.
So I can make this evil face. And I figured, let me work with that. So I figured, what would really be scary? What haven't you seen? You've seen clowns. You've seen vampires. You've seen zombies. You've seen Jason, whatever. I'm like, what would really scare you if you saw it? And I'm like, it hit me. That drawing I did, a possessed priest.
Ah.
Because if a priest can be possessed, this is the mentality I was going with. If a priest can be possessed, what chance do you have?
Right.
So I got a pair of contacts, a $20 costume from Party City, and I went. People lost their minds when they saw me. They were like, whoa! What hit me was I went into this one room where there was an Italian director. His name escapes me, unfortunately. But it was an Italian director, and he was signing autographs. Room filled about 20, 25 people. As soon as I walk in, he does it's like a triple take, and he's like excuses himself from his fans, which they never do. You know that.
Right.
He ran to me, so this is beautiful, this is amazing in his broken English, and he calls his assistant producer to start taking pictures of me.
That's cool.
So I look at my wife, and I'm like, did that just happen? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, if I caught his eye, and he's a director in horror, and people are here to see him, maybe I got something here. So I ran with it. And around 2012, I took it serious. And, I upgraded my $20 costume at the time to a real to a real vestment. And I took it really serious from there. And, well, here I am.
That is very, very cool. That is really cool. And, I was talking to, I'm throwing his name out here, but Tom Smith from Sick and Twisted. And he was telling me yesterday that he wants to do a mask of your face.
Yeah, we've been talking about that for a little over a year now. I actually, went and met up with him in his area in Pennsylvania about almost a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years. But we both gotten busy with what we do, and we just really haven't had time to sit down and talk about things.
Right.
But because he just finished wrapping up a movie not too long ago.
Yeah.
His work is really, really good, very detailed. But yeah, we're looking at making either a mask or a bust, a life-size bust.
Right. That's what he was talking about. He said when it's life-size, it's like, whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it is so cool because, since I've been running into you and we became friends just because we kept running into each other. Yeah. And I had some photos I pulled up the other day of you and I at a con. It had to be 10 years ago, and it was like, wow, this is so cool because it kind of went from you just wandering around and people doing selfies with you to at New Jersey Horror Con, which was unfortunately canceled or rescheduled. We'll say rescheduled for right now. Didn't they have a professional photo op scheduled with Father Evil? And yes. It's like, that is so cool to see. It does my heart such good because being able to make a living out of a passion with something that everybody loves. You know, you're just like what you're doing is everybody's dream in our genre, you know.
The thing is, it's like, just do it. I did. Just do it. That's my perception of it. I mean, everybody's like, what's this magic you have? Well, you got to be original. You got to be, can't be what everybody sees. Like, not mocking clowns or Jasons or Michael Myers, but when you go to a horror con, hey, did you see that Jason? Which one?
Right.
Hey, did you see that clown? Which one?
Mm-hmm.
I saw 7 clowns. I saw 4 guys dressed as Jason. Which one? You got to stand out. You got to really stand out, and to be memorable. You can't be lost in the mix.
Right.
So that's one thing. 2, be crazy enough to believe in your own dream. You got to have a spark of insanity. I don't have a spark. I have a forest fire of insanity. It's raging. And that you got to be a little bit insane to believe that, hey, I can make it out there if I follow this, if I pursue this.
Mm-hmm.
And you just got to follow through. You got to believe. You got to stay the course. You got to stay the course, and it will happen.
Now you posted. I'm sorry.
And be nice to people. Once you get to a certain point, it's easy to get lost in what you've created. Be nice to people. They remember. They'll always remember. Be nice. Don't be a jerk. Don't put down other people who are just trying to start out. Don't be horrible in the critique. Just be nice. Pardon my French, don't be a dick.
Exactly.
No, don't be a dick. So many people out there, you know, it's heartbreaking if some kid or adult comes up to me, hey, what do you think about this? And if I were to say, oh my God, dude, it's horrible, stop, you could crush their dreams. People don't realize the power of words.
Right.
And you may not see yourself as being up there, but they may see you as being really up there. And when you come and say that to them, you're crushing their life. And you just don't do that. Don't do that.
Now you posted something on Facebook the other day and unfortunately I missed it, but that you did a live feed.
Yes.
That you had such a positive reaction that you're going to do it regularly now. Would you mind talking about that a little bit?
That was a spontaneous thing that I did. You know, I figured, you know what, let me start doing a live feed every now and then. I was thinking, you know, I was going to get a couple of views here and there, maybe no more than 100 views. Was I surprised? I'm not expecting these numbers all the time, but I was really surprised. But my thought process behind it was, you know, people are stuck in their homes. They're not able to do anything, or some people are legit just stuck in their homes. And you know what? Like, my fans I really, really, truly love my fans.
And they really, truly love you.
Yeah, I have a rabid following, and they're, when I say rabid, they're very protective over me. My fans are like Slayer fans, you know? They're really hardcore. And if people who know who Slayer is, they're heavy metal band, and their fans, they literally carve their names, the name Slayer into their flesh. People have actually tattooed my face into their flesh. So, as I said, they're like Slayer fans. I figured, you know, I got to give something back. They've given me a lot. They've given me my fandom. They've given me my popularity. They've given me, you know, the money that I make at the horror con selling my merchandise. I got to give something back, even if I'm not getting anything monetarily from them. I got to give something back to them. So I figured, you know what? Let me go on as Father Evil and see how it goes. Wow. Did not expect to reach. I have an app on my Father Evil page that, you know, tracks, you know, everything logistically. I reached over 28,000 people.
Whoa, rock on.
I had over 11,000 views. I gained like several hundred followers just from that one feed.
Mm,
And people loved it because it was a release for them.
yeah.
You know, I purposely stated at the beginning of my live feed that we're not going to discuss politics. We're not going to discuss COVID-19. If you want that, just wait after the feed and you can go back to your normal Facebook because they'll be full of those. We're
Right.
here for escape. I'm the captain of this ship, and that's what I say. You know, that's what's going. We're not going to entertain COVID-19 nor politics. This is about horror, what you like, this is that and the other, except for current events that is currently saturated in Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So people were drawn to that.
Yeah, everybody's kind of stuck in their house
Yeah.
and wanting, especially the horror fans, you know, because this is the height of the season when we would all have been running from one con to another. So seeing you and be able to connect with you, and then with the other folks there as well, you know, that was just beautiful.
Yes, absolutely. This is the height of our season. And actually, my con season starts in the beginning of March.
Mm-hmm.
It goes all the way through like pretty much October. I maybe get 1 month off, and we take advantage of that as a family, and we go on a vacation or something where no father evil whatsoever. It's just dad, you know,
Mm-hmm.
to your husband to, you know, Sarah, and we all go out. Even the dog comes along, and we spend vacation as a family. It's very important to have that. But it's usually 1 month out of the year we get to do that, and it's a different month every year for some reason. One year it could be June, 1 year it could be August. It depends, but I've been getting busier and busier and busier every year. It's gotten to the point that my wife and I can't celebrate our anniversary because we're inundated with events and or weddings that I perform. So we usually take, it's usually the following weekend or the weekend before that we celebrate our anniversary. But yeah, it's definitely taking a life of its own, this business.
That's for sure.
But yeah, but as I said, it's busy. My busy season starts in March, and of course, with what's going on, that's big halt. So it's like put the brakes on. So I figured, you know what? Instead of staying home and doing nothing, let me give back. They've given me so much, so let me give back, and I'm going to do that once a week.
So for people to see that, they would go onto Facebook, onto the Father Evil page, correct?
Correct.
All right.
I'll make an announcement a day in advance.
Great.
Of when I'm going to do it, what time, but either a day or 2 days in advance. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but it's never going to be on the same day.
Okay. Well, you know, if you let me know, I'll make sure that I have a link to it on over on the horror convention page on Facebook. So
yeah, I'll let you know. No problem.
Anybody who's on there can follow that over to you and know when you'll be there.
Absolutely.
Always a surprise, Father Evil.
And I'll have a topic to discuss. One day I'll discuss conventions. The next one would be, let's say, how to deal with haters. Another one could be character creation, how to go about creating an original persona, and what steps to take that you need to get to get popular. Do's and don'ts, makeup tips. I usually put on like on this last post I think I did it 2 days ago. What topics do people want? And I've gotten some good feedback. So a lot of them like the dealing with haters.
Unfortunately, that's a topic that is surprisingly very rampant right now. The anger that's flying around out there is something I don't get, and it's there. So that sounds like a really good topic.
Well, here's my thing on haters and how I handle them. Why am I going to give someone so much power over me? I'll be their prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who I do not know his words. Why am I going to let that affect me? That gives that person so much power.
Mm-hmm.
Why? No. Haters they hate because you're doing something. You're actually following through with something. You're following a dream, and you're actually succeeding. And they see that you're succeeding. And they hate that because it reminds them, like, shit, I didn't go for my dream. I just sat down and, went to work, came home, took a shower, went to sleep, rinse and repeat for the last 30 years or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And here's this guy who said, hey, why not? Hey, I'm doing it. Hey, it's actually working. Hey, yo. And no, you're a fool. Why don't you get a real job? This is
Right.
No one likes you. Blah, blah. I'm like, dude, who are you? You're completely invisible to me. Why would I let your words affect me? Your words affect me today as much as I did yesterday. And I didn't even know you yesterday. So.
Yep. And unfortunately, social media, it has the really bright side of it is so many of us can connect with other people that we never would have known. And you and I can be talking and other people can be then watching this. But it also gives some people, the haters, a voice that they would have been too cowardly to have out in the real world. And, and those people are the ones that you're right. We have to just kind of say like, whoa, wait a minute.
Who are you, Mr. Invisible?
Right.
I had this one hater. He actually, on a couple of posts on two different pages, on two different con pages, on Monster Mania Con page and on the Jersey Horror Con page, he's like, who is this guy? Who does he think he is? He used to take pictures for free. Now he's charging. Just basically putting me down, like, how dare I? Whatever. Anyway, I ran into this guy at those two cons after the fact. And I purposely, stood next to him.
Right.
To see if he'd say anything.
Yeah.
I did one at Monster Mania. He kind of looked up at me and looked down. And it was when he was waiting in line to get in. I was already in. I already set up my table and whatnot. So I kind of made sure that he felt my presence and he knew, hey, I know you're there. You got something
to say. And I know that was you.
Got something to say, say it. I'm right here. Didn't say a word. I didn't say anything to him per se, but I just kind of like looked at him. I'm like, and the same thing at New Jersey Horror Con. He was like the first in line to see this wrestler. And I walked up. I made sure he saw me. I kind of got close to him. I'm like, he had nothing to say.
That's great.
It tells you a lot about their heart or conviction, which they have none. They have all this heart and there's these convictions on Facebook when they're typing away. But when you're in front of their face, they're like, oh.
Right.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed. Needless to say, after those two times that I came up to him and I'm like, I see you, motherfucker. Say something. You didn't say anything.
So the power of presence in reality overcame the cowardly angst with the power of the keyboard.
They're all like that. They're all like that. If they're a dime a dozen, and they are to be forgotten. They weren't in your life in the beginning. You did not know about them the day before, and now here you are meeting them for the first time. Meeting them virtually for the first time on social media. And they'll go back to obscurity, Yes,
exactly.
Sit on your throne of nothing in your kingdom of obscurity and rule in power. That's the way I see it.
Well said, sir. Well, I am really, really hoping that all of this what's going on now will be behind us. And I'm hoping we'll be able to run into each other in the fall.
Me too.
Fingers crossed.
But if not, you'll see me. We could do more meetings down the road. I have no mind to it. I love what you do. A big fan of yours. And you're a really cool, genuine person. So I'll do that for you anytime if, my schedule allows, which I'm pretty sure it will.
Well, if we're both quarantined in, you might be getting some more messages from me like, hey, you ready to do one of those again?
Yeah, I have no problem with that. It's absolutely been a pleasure. So
It's been mine. And when we're allowed to, and I do see you, I'm going to give you a big squishy hug.
Oh, I love squishy hugs.
Thank you so much, Lou.
Take care.
Oh, let's see. I'm trying to find, I'm new to all of this computer stuff. Okay, and I just want to let all of our folks out there and our friends know that please check out the Women in Horror YouTube channel and subscribe. We have a whole lot going on there and growing in the future. And I am delighted. We just had the amazing one and only Felisa Rose has become a Women in Horror ambassador. So you can count on seeing her when now and then. Next Sunday, I am going to be interviewing again on Zoom the amazing and beautiful Michelle Santiago, who you will recognize when you see Terrifier 2, that she is going to be there. And please join us, and please follow Father Evil on Facebook. I know, I'm just like, I need more coffee. Thank you.
No problem. Take care.